what does it mean to be a generational cycle breaker? So recently I've been coming across a number of people that I'm sharing this idea with. For example, one person was saying how their family, their one of their parents have been in a position where they are always financially helping the siblings, helping all the kids, and to the point where the parent is not able to financially sustain their income, so that now that they are old enough to bring in income, they are expected to take care of the family's financial crisis, to take care of the parents, to take care of the siblings. And they feel as if, why am I the only one to take on this financial burden? And then there's another person who's saying how their parents have not been respectful to them, always yelling at them. So they're trying to break away from the parent, and yet this parent is telling everybody how disrespectful that they are, how bad of an influence they are, and to the point where they all the relatives are calling them to say, hey, you have to get back and connect to show your respect. Or, for example, in my case, I had to give up what I want. Like, there is my own desire, and yet because it's not in alignment with what my parents wanted, I was forced to choose between letting go of my dream versus having to people please to make sure that my parents are happy by giving up what I want. And so these are what we call generational traumas, because in the moment you may not notice it because you're right here experiencing all these things. But if you're to take yourself out of the picture and look at this as a whole picture, you may start to see that what you're going through is exactly what everybody in your family lineage is going through. For example, if let's say your parents are expecting you, even though they're treating you poorly, yelling at you, calling you names, and they still expect you to call them, respect them, and when you don't, and everybody is ganging up on you to say you're a bad daughter, you should get back to your parents, connect with them, you should respect them. This is the trauma that's been passed on to everybody because they feel it's their obligation to sacrifice themselves just to show respect to the elder generation. And it probably went back, way back to many generations ago. And so you are put into this place. You're put into this place to say, hey, that is unfair for me. I want to show respect to myself. And yet it's so hard because my parents are coming down hard on me and everybody is ganging up on me. What should I do? And the moment is that when you can stand up for yourself to say, hey, I am not being disrespectful, because respect goes both ways. You cannot demand for me to respect you if you don't respect me. And so I may lose my parents, I may lose my extended family members, but I am right here. I'm right here, secure and strong for myself, because in order to respect me, I have to respect me, and I also demand other people to show me respect. I don't allow disrespect. And so when you're able to stand up for yourself, then when your children comes and when other people disrespect them, then they will follow in your footsteps to show up as seeing what it really means to respect themselves. Because here's the thing, if let's say you succumb to the pressure and you try to respect your parents by calling your parents again, and when your children gets disrespected by other people, you can tell them, oh, you need to you need to stand up for yourself, whatever. But your children don't do what you say. They only do what you do. They see and mimic more than listen to what you say, because they see that if you are to respect yourself, if you're not doing it, that means that I am expected to act this way. And so this trauma is just going to get passed on to the next generation, and then the next generation. And that's why we have to do the hard work to become the generational cycle breakers. And it is the hardest thing to do, because guilt is going to show up. People are going to shame you, to say, what a disrespectful daughter you are. You bring shame to the family, and then you're going to feel really bad, all this discomfort of being called a villain. It's going to be really hard, because you don't want to be, you want other people to like you. And yet it can be done if you really want to do this work. If you really want to be the one to say, you know what, my life is my life, and I get to choose what is most aligned to me, this work can be done. So whenever you're ready, if you're interested in doing this work, I have a free ebook called How to Stand Up to Anyone, especially your parents. And it's in one of my links that you can download. And I also have a lot of free resources in terms of how to deal with guilt, how to set up boundaries, and you can find all of those in my link. So, and also if you want to go a step further to do this work with someone, because this journey is hard on its own, can be lonely on its own, you can always book a time with me, because I know exactly what you're going through, and I can guide you through it all. So that's all I have for today. Until next time.